Hey everybody, this is Chad Daniels, and you have landed in the middle of somewhere. Hello, how are you? Thanks for coming back. As you can see, we have a different background this week because we're in WKRP Cincinnati. Across from me, as always, is Cyrus Amundsen.
Hello! It's good to be here in my home recording an episode. We have a new producer.
Yeah, we do.
We have a new producer. We'll introduce him in a second,
Okay.
but we spent hours getting everything ready. Well, and I don't want to let off behind this, I don't want to, what do they call that, the fourth wall?
Yeah, they break down the fourth wall.
Break down the fourth wall. I don't want to break down the fourth wall, but while we worked hard, you roamed around this house singing a song, pretending to be the crab from Little Mermaid in his elderly years admitting to crimes.
Here's what's happening. Everything you were doing is now being blamed on me, and I don't understand why that's happening.
Does that seem like a reasonable thing that I would do?
Everyone knows you're the crazy one on this show.
You're the crazy one on the show. They know I'm the crazy. But here's the thing. That's how it's nice to be here in my home in Cincinnati.
You know, I will tell you,
It's me.
Exactly.
Sebastian.
I also am glad
That's why
we're
it's
here.
low, because he's older and I don't do it good.
You were walking around like, and then I grabbed the little mermaid. No. Yeah, you were.
Okay, here's the thing. You're talking about that his voice became...
It was Braveheart.
It became Braveheart, but go easy with what you were saying. You're like, and then I kidnapped her and raped her. Like, I didn't go like...
I didn't say any of that stuff.
But that's what you were implying.
Grabbed.
That's what you were implying. That's what you were implying.
Why? Can we get a witness? What do you mean I'm implying? You can't tell me what I'm implying.
You're always implying something. Our relationship on camera is one of you implying and me and our audience believing.
I know that you worked hard on this, and so I would like to give you props for setting this studio up.
Sure, okay.
I did some traveling today.
Yeah.
And I was at the Denver airport the day after the big Colorado University versus Colorado State University football game.
Yeah.
And I got to the line where it's clear and TSA pre-check. You have to have both to be in this line that I'm in.
So wait, they do a duo line now?
Yeah, so there's clear, just clear,
mm-hmm.
and then there's clear and TSA pre-check. You have to have both.
Okay.
And so I got in that line. Normally, that's the fastest line in the world.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Not a lot of people have both.
Sure.
I had to walk over 200 yards to the back of the line. I could not believe it. It was, if you've listened in the past, you know that I went to a Minnesota Timberwolves Chicago Bulls game
as a
child with my father, who gambled away courtside seats,
mm-hmm.
and we had to lean up against the back of the stadium. There wasn't even a back of the chair. We were just leaning on the back of the actual stadium because we were so high up.
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. Because you'd walk by people and they'd go, they'd like laugh at you knowing how far you had to walk back. So I stayed in that line for 48 minutes. That is, I cannot tell you the last time it took me 48 minutes to get through security.
Mm-hmm.
So,
can I guess something here?
Yeah.
And not to interrupt you, but we're in person now.
Sure.
And on video, plug.
Video.
And now we can interrupt each other better. If I were to, on the Chad Daniels rage meter, I know the things that set you off. Yep. And I think anyone who listens goes, well, that probably sets him off a little bit. But I actually know that is an amount of bubbling rage that is, I don't want to say completely unmatched, because I think somebody who loves you could hurt you. But you traveling as much as you do,
yeah.
and you owning both of these fast lane passes,
yep. and
standing for that long, what's that, a 9 on a 10 scale?
Actually not.
This is some Zen shit.
No, but I'm going to tell you something. When I'm never calmer than when I travel, because I know it can get fucked up. But I will tell you, let me finish the story. So I get on.
Every travel story is I'm calm and then a thing happens.
Well,
you can't say
yes,
you're calm,
listen.
But travel is the whole event.
But I'm calm for the beginning where you think I would fucking freak out.
Sure.
I'm calm through the whole thing. I get on the plane. I sit there. I try to sleep. I can't, of course, because I can't fucking figure out how to sleep. And so then I get off the plane. I don't take the train because I don't want to be by people, because I think this could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to get my rental car, and it is Thrifty, Hertz, and Enterprise, right?
Okay.
And I can't tell which. It looks like Thrifty, Hertz and Enterprise are all one thing.
Okay.
Because there's only one person working there, and there's one guy just sitting, and I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And so then this guy goes around the line and goes up to that guy, and he works at Enterprise. It's not all one thing.
Great.
And I have a car from Enterprise. So I'm like, that should be my spot.
Yes.
Now-
You've been waiting. And just so this is like a Long John Silver's KFC combo line, but you get in there and you actually have to order from the Long
Yes.
John Silver's lady.
Right.
Okay.
And I don't know if you ever do this. I can hold my piss for a super long time from 3-hour car rides and all that stuff.
Okay.
But once I pull up to my house or a gas station, I'm like, okay, I'm here. There's a bathroom, and I can and then all of a sudden I have to pee real
It's coming.
bad.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what happened with the Rage, right? I was like, oh, I'm at the rental car counter. What could go wrong here? The guy goes around, he takes my fucking spot because I didn't understand, and yes, that's on me. But then I go behind him, and I hear this motherfucker go, hello. Hello. And I go, oh no, this is going to be a passport and a lot of questions. Hello. And so I go, oh man. I go, all right. So there's a woman that's in the line I was just in, and she's looking at me like, oh, you that could have been your spot. And I pulled my handle for my suitcase up so hard, it sounded like a gunshot, and everyone looked at me. I was just trying to keep it together. So then this guy's like, do you have a license? And he goes, no license. I'm like, okay, great. I understand that we stand with Ukraine, but maybe Russia could have gone after Latvia at this point, because this guy pulls out a fucking Latvian passport, and he's just got so many motherfucking questions. But then, and it's not his fault. I understand that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a credit card, which is also fine. He's got a debit card. But now what they have to do at Enterprise, if you use a debit card, is they have to do a credit check. And this guy's like, I don't know if I want to credit a check on the mail. I just arrived. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Yes or no? Because this is where I'm going to fucking freak out. If you don't pick yes or no, I'm going to lose my mind. And then they finally...
He's just pandering. Well, what are the pros and cons of the credit check?
And then he calls someone, and he's like, I am at the rental car place. And he's like doing all this shit. And he's asking...
I hurt my body.
And he's asking... His friend is like, they are saying a check of my credit, and I don't know. It was so wild. And so I'm not laughing at me. I'm laughing at you.
Listen to me. I don't know if it's 16 hours of working on a studio that isn't coming together, or what has put me in. But there's something about that voice that nearly annihilated me. I think I have to go to physical therapy after this recording.
Impossible, because it's going to be midnight.
Listen to me.
You need to they check credit all of a sudden here. I am Enterprise. And so they say they will pick you up, but here I am. And so he's talking to this guy. And then finally he goes, okay, I will let you credit check. And then the guy, it takes for fucking ever.
Oh, a credit check took a while?
Yeah. And finally
at a fucking rental car place? They're not slick at that?
Yeah. And so he goes, I have to change the screen, does all this stuff. It takes forever. And then he goes, okay, you passed. And the guy goes, all right, maybe I use credit card. And I was like, oh, I'm going to fucking murder. So then I took a hot lap. I left my bags and I walked around a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you can't now think you're going to do that. Because they have to take a $500 hold if it's a debit card.
Yeah.
But only a $200 hold if it's a credit card. So now he thinks after the credit check, he's going to use his credit card.
When he's got to call one of his friends, am I going to need the extra $300?
What we will do in Cincinnati.
Is this more of a Wendy's weekend or a steak restaurant weekend?
So they get all this taken care of, and then he goes, I need a phone number. And the guy goes, 044. And I'm like, that's not a fucking phone number for sure. That you don't. A phone number doesn't start with 0. Now, so then he just keeps saying numbers.
Sure.
Way too many numbers. And so the guy goes, "Hey man, it's too many numbers. I'm looking for a 10 digit number."
He needs a United States phone number.
Yeah, and so he's like 044, and I'm like, "Hey, it's the same number. You can't just keep doing that." And then he goes, "I don't have number for 10 digits." And I go, "Who did you just call? Where do they live? Can you please use their phone number? Because are they your friend from America?" And he goes, "Yes." And I go, "Then fucking give it. That's a 10-digit number."
What if he called them and he's like, "I need your phone number because mine doesn't work." And he puts it on speaker and they go 04.
Yeah. "They are telling me I need your phone number." That's so funny. 032. Oh, they're coming from all over the Eastern Bloc. Great.
Yep. But you did get your car.
Yeah, I lost my shit, and so I get up there, got my car, and then I go to my car, and he and another person are still in their car, and I can hear the guy go, "I don't know how to work map," and I go, "No shit," and then I just shut my door, and I'm like, I am so fucking done with this guy.
I love, I want it to be an actual map, but I love anybody who's like, "I do not know how to work map," and he's just looking at the GPS on the dashboard.
He's putting in a 10-digit phone number for the coordinates, and the coordinates are 044 east.
What? There are moments, like when I am going to see you, it's either because I have traveled to you or you have traveled to me.
Right.
And I don't know that you have ever traveled to me easy.
Oh, I think I've had maybe a couple.
I just get excited. So here is the message. Now that story has been told, I just like, what is it like to be friends with Chad?
Okay.
One of the great things about being friends with you is this is the first time you mentioned, like actually told me what happened. Right. You've been at my house for 8 hours.
Probably.
But I knew all this was coming. And I just got to be excited all day because my wife was napping.
Yeah.
And so I sent you a message because I thought you'd be close. And I said, "Text me when you're 5 out. Jenna's sleeping and I don't want Kevin to freak out and wake her."
Now, are you talking about ring?
Nope.
Home, ring home.
Don't wake him up. Don't wake him up. Everybody's in bed.
Kevin the dog.
And you sent back, "I'm behind a fucking lot." "I'm behind a fucking Latvian with a debit card and no phone in the rental line. I may not be there ever."
Yeah,
and it was just like it was like Christmas. It was like Christmas waiting for this moment. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here. The baby boy, Ethan, is also here.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love whenever you two are in the same house. That's an odd energy.
I don't think it is.
It's not like a bad energy.
Here's what I think the energy is. I think the energy is we get along very well, but we know at some point we are going to be pit against one another.
Sure.
And so we can't be all lovey-dovey because we got to keep it like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, you got to keep a little bit of that aggro, that alpha stuff.
Right.
I meant more that Ethan has like the confidence of an investment banker's son, right? He has this like, nothing matters, I'm going to be fine. He's got that going on. Yeah. And so he shit talks you in a way that's really interesting. So today you were giving an old man speech about Deion Sanders' son or something.
Right. And
he came at you like you were criticizing rap music in the 1990s, and goddamn it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. He did come after me, but I stand by it.
Well, and we don't even need to get into the specifics. I just have to tell you that's the thing that I like. The moments where you think you have a good point, and you might, and he
I do.
And he is, and you might, and he is essentially telling you, Chad, you are so fucking old. I can't even let your words hit my head right now.
Yeah.
And that's a fun energy. And I get that energy, but you're 20 years older than me, so he fucking ratchets it up quite a bit.
Can't be right.
Can I
am older than everybody here.
Oh,
And
by a significant amount.
yeah, probably, I guess it would be, I don't know, 3 belts worth.
Let's not do that. The
Okay.
fact that you haven't had your warm milk and headed to sleep for the evening is crazy. I'm so proud of you for being up at this point in the night.
Thank you so much, because believe me, I was downstairs like, please don't figure it out.
Yeah.
Please don't figure out the audio. I want to go to sleep.
I had to go downtown last week, and I got off on an exit.
Okay.
And as I got off on the exit, I saw a homeless person asking for change.
Unhoused.
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Unhomed?
Unhoused, because anywhere can be a home. Don't be stupid and selfish.
You know how hard it is for me to not bring the Latvian back into this conversation?
Yeah,
I wish I were home. In home, I get car with number. Who is that guy? That's a little bit of the Latvian and Sebastian the
I
Crab.
was just going to say, yeah, it did sound like you're Sebastian.
Ariel is buried under the sea. And so I get off. There's a popular panhandling spot. Is panhandling appropriate? There's a popular beggar's spot on the corner of this exit. Okay. And so I get off. I recognize that, and it's not conducive. You know me. I'm gonna give.
You're a what?
I'm gonna give.
Okay,
I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give. I'm the guy who I get money back from the grocery store.
Yep.
Because who has cash anymore? What sort of perverts walking around with single dollar bills?
I know. That really is like a, hey kid, you ever seen one of these?
Yeah.
How about one of these?
Yeah.
It really is Perv City.
I've got $4 in a secret. So the
hey, take this paper dollar and then come make some change. And you can just hear the 4 quarters rattling around his ball bag.
So I'll give, but this is like a non-conducive giving spot. So I don't know that I'm in the mood to, because what you have to do in that situation is you have to go into where you keep your dollars from the grocery store.
Sure. Where do you keep them?
And I keep them in the middle console. I have 2 drinks, and right there I have a little roll.
Time out. Speaking of drinks.
Oh my God. No, I don't want to do it.
We're going to.
I don't want to do it.
Because you have these water bottles that no one is allowed to touch. No, everyone has to drink out of a sink like a
No one said no one is going to allowed to touch them.
Absolutely.
That wasn't like a rule when you walked in the house.
You don't even have glasses. You have to. I had to go to the neighbor's house to get this glass.
That is a fucking. I'm Chad. I never lie. Okay. Let me control the narrative.
No, I'm about to 8-mile you. Hold on. You have Icelandic glacial water.
This is it.
And it's all of them are that empty. You never drink it past there. They're everywhere in the house. Everywhere. Like this house is some sort of mini, like built to scale marathon course. And you just walk by and you're just, oh God, thank God that was there. And take 2 more steps. Oh shit, thank God that was there. Why are they everywhere? And why can't I have one? That's the main point.
You can't have one because you didn't fucking ask. And now you can't have one because of this speech on the show.
I did ask.
You didn't, and not me. Who cut you out of the water? Who cut you out of the water game?
Young Ethan.
Thank you. That a boy. Now, you know as well as anyone, my life is a marathon.
Yeah, that's true.
So I might need, all you did was just describe OCD to the people in a mean way.
I don't think it was mean at all. I think it was very accurate. I think I told them exactly what goes on in this fucking house of filth.
It's not, but that's not fair. This is a very clean house.
Oh, no,
going through a rough moment.
Time out. It's a clean home.
Sure. You're calling me filth.
I'm saying house of filth because you're in it.
I'm going to let you have that because it is an outrageous hour in the evening.
Yeah, it is.
So this panhandler is at a point where if I pull my dollars and I give him a twirl, like, because you got to do that, like.
Was he a stripper in another?
Well, that's kind of what you have to do.
Okay.
Like, if they're in a distance, you have to go, I have some money.
Okay.
Like that. I don't know that it's exactly like that.
Have you ever considered?
But what's your other option? You give them a, like, one of these, like, the Crypt Keeper finger come here.
Yeah, that is true. But
or you got to lean out and go, I have money.
That's probably a bad idea. In that, if that's Panhandler Central, what'd you call it? I can't remember. Anyways,
I didn't say that at all.
have you ever thought of taping fishing line to a dollar bill and just going like, I gotta go, and you throw it out, and then as soon as they come running, you're driving and you just pull it?
Have I ever thought of doing the meanest thing anyone's ever thought of?
Yeah.
I have not thought of that.
You haven't?
I will tell you, when my OCD was really bad when I was younger, I really didn't like contact with other people and their hands.
Sure.
But I still had that need to, like, I have to give. And so what would often happen back when I lived in Minnesota in my early 20s,
when he was a young warthog,
I would call someone over, and then I would try to time up, like when they would put their hand out, instead of having to,
like
rub and
sure.
I would try to drop it. So they would, dude, and it would so often it did, like, and now they're chasing it down and I'm sure people were like, oh, cool, is that how you get off? Is this what you need to come? Like, I'm sure that was a situation. Anyway,
I don't like dirty hands unless they're around my neck.
So I come to this spot. It's a non-convenient panhandler's corner, so I'm not going to give. And then I leave, and then I had to come to the same spot the next day.
Okay.
And so I come down, and there's a new panhandler.
Okay.
And it's a younger fella.
Okay.
And I am not here to discuss or judge or predict what someone's real situation is.
Right.
I want to make that clear.
You're only here to refer to them as a panhandler.
Is that not acceptable?
I have no fucking idea. I just think it's funny.
Our new producer sometimes dresses like a panhandler. Ladies and gentlemen, Cody Walker.
Cody Walker.
He's got this thing that you know how the young whites, he's a very talented musician. You know how the young soft folk whites, know, the guys who they probably know someone who wears a Quaker Oats hat.
Yep.
Right? That sort of thing. Probably a girl who can fiddle. That's the type of people they run around with.
Okay.
You know those people, how they wear those clothes where if you wore them, you would look like, you'd look horrific, right? Everybody'd be like, oh, did you get hand-me-downs from your worst uncle?
Yeah.
But when he wears them, you're like, I think I should wear clothes like that.
Yeah.
And I fucking kind of hate it about him. I'm really excited.
He pulls it off?
He pulls it off. I'm really excited to have him on the show. He's got long, flowing, curly hair.
He does.
And he can wear a unique shirt and pair of pants in a way that makes me want to do it, but I can't. So it's nice to have you.
Yeah. When I wear stuff like that, it looks like I only had $1.75 at the thrift store. Where I'm like, I'm going to have to make this work, and I need a pant and a shirt.
Yeah, it's his look is not for us. Right. We're more wear sweat clothes that hide our body imperfections.
Yeah.
Very different types. As you can tell, this is a poofier sweatshirt, so my ribs don't come through it. And yours is a really thin sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So, hopefully someone can see a rib.
It doesn't make me look thicker. When
I pull on to the exit for the second time, there's a panhandler fella.
Okay.
And I don't know. He has a hat on, one of the flat brimmed ones. Okay.
Sure.
And it just says the word hustler on it.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's just like, you just wear what you have when you're homeless. I thought that was the funniest and I don't know. Is that just a circumstance, like the weirdest happenstance ever?
It could be.
Like
could be a big Kelsey Cook fan. We don't know.
He might. He
Maybe
might.
she's selling merch for the special.
Yeah, she's actually selling merch out the side of her car now.
Yeah, she refused to give money, so it's just hats.
Yeah.
Hey, tell people about my special. That's a fucking. Actually, hold on. Everyone stop the presses here.
Yep.
I might.
You've got some specials
When
coming
my
out.
specials come out, I might get shirts made and just go down to Skid Row and hand them out. Those are walking fucking billboards.
Yep. Hey guys, go out and do what you already do, but do it in this brand new Chad Daniels merch. Handing out Skid Row gift bags?
I don't think that's a horrible idea because you're helping, you're using, but you're helping.
You're using and helping, which is the best. It's the best sort of using.
Yeah,
it's the worst sort of helping.
Yes, exactly right.
Absolutely. Yeah. But honestly, should we start a marketing company?
I kind of like it.
I think we should start a marketing company, which is right above the other thing that I think we should get really into, which is being a pickleball team. But because of my disability, I'm worried that we're going to have Ethan as so you guys are the pickleball team and I'm the pickleball team coach. And I don't know that pickleball team should have coaches, but I have to be involved. And
here's what I think.
I want to get into the pickleball game.
Let's do it. And you can be my partner. We'll see how this works. How about this? You just stand like this and I will tie paddles all over your body. You're at the net.
Okay, so I am playing net.
You're at the net, and you don't even have to move. If they get it by you, then I'll be there to hit it back. And otherwise, you just block it and hit it back, with a little ricochet.
So,
no?
This guy has on...
Is moving on a no, or is it I'll think about it?
This guy has on...
That's a no.
Kelsey Cook's merch, potentially, but more likely just a random hat.
Yeah.
And
I'm a hustler, baby.
And I don't know that. See, that's the voice you were using to sing all those inappropriate songs before the show started. And don't make me bring that up.
That's not true.
So, either it's a coincidence or it's kind of if it's not, it's the funniest fuck you of all time. Like putting a dollar bill in a man's hand while he's staring at you in the face with a hustler hat.
Yeah.
And I can see how someone would see that and get really angry. Like, I'm out here working 40 fucking hours a week, paying my dang taxes so this motherfucker can hustle people out. Like, I can see how someone would go 0 to rage on that.
It is very ironic wearing that hat.
But I love it. I think I tried to take a picture and then I got those like, hey, you're trying to take a picture of me, aren't you? Eyeballs. And I for sure backed down. I was in a car. I should have just gone and then just drove away.
This is gonna lose me some friends. But I'd start with $1. I go, here's $1. There's 2 more of those if I could take a picture of your hat.
Yeah, I think that's a great call.
That's how I do it.
I think that's a great call. You know how many people I've lied to in my life to get a picture? Because like when we went to a family wedding, my cousin Paul got married, and one of his best friends, who was an incredibly nice guy, but he just looked like a gigantic version of my nephew Seth.
Okay.
And so we called him Mega Seth all night.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And I just lied to his face to get a picture with him, to be like, oh, to remember the good times. And then immediately I'm sending Mega Seth pictures to everybody in the group chat. But so I'll lie to someone for sure in that scenario.
I don't think it's a lie. I think saying here's $2 more, that's like I'm gonna pay you for
yeah, mine was a lie.
Oh yeah, yours was totally a lie.
Yours is, but I'm up for incentivizing people to earn panhandle money.
Now you can't get crazy, right? We're talking about a picture of a hat here. You can't go up and be like, here's $1, here's a $5 bill if you hop on one foot and bark like a dog, like in Coming to America. Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't demean people. That's not what this show is
ridiculous.
About. I told somebody about that at the location I was going to, being very vague, at the location I was going to, and don't touch my things. And
I'm not touching your neighbor's glass.
And and they got really upset about like the concept of it, like, and just homeless people in general begging. Have you ever been around one of those who thinks it's like, a real problem to have the homeless begging?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And he used the word lazy, and I can't stop thinking about it. Not because I'm ready to have some like big moment. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, but only. Do you know how horrible it looks to panhandle?
Sure. Yeah.
To stand out in the fucking Cincinnati heat with a sign all day like, hey, can I have money? No? All right. Hey, can I have money? No? All right. Like, that sounds like the worst fucking shit. I would for sure rather work at Burger King than than
Yeah.
beg for money. For sure.
There are times where I will see like a mom and a dad with a kid, and it says, the kid will always pull on my heartstrings, right? A dog or a child. It's just like,
there's a fucking guy in Calabasas, California who said his dog needed surgery, and then I saw him in a different part of LA like forever later. Like, my dog needs surgery. Probably a fucking Latvian.
oh my God.
My dog.
My dog, hold on.
Listen, the dog's 4 digits are no longer working. And so, if you could peddle me money, I will for sure use it on rectification of dog digit.
Let's shut the show down. What is happening?
I have no idea.
But I would for sure, like, don't you? I just think being a panhandler would be. I think that's hard work. You earn your dollars. You stood outside in the heat all day. You're gonna have that crocodile skin forever.
Right.
You got your money. Like, I'm not gonna do maybe a nuisance. You can call it a nuisance. I'm not buying the lazy conversation.
I don't buy the lazy either because, this person needs to lie down on the sidewalk after they've walked around for 23 fucking hours. That doesn't seem very lazy.
Yeah, no, that's
Trying
exactly
to
right.
get money.
Oh, this person has to spend all night fending other people off from their tent that they found?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a real fucking lazy
Doesn't
walk in the
seem
park.
Very lazy at all.
I imagine being homeless, you're just on guard all the time. Like, you just it's like being homeless is probably a lot like, this isn't going to shine well, but it's got to have some elements of prison.
I would think a little bit, but
it is a prison of sorts.
I think in if I were homeless, I would not ever be worried because I'd be ready for someone to come just fucking smoke me in the back of the head with a shovel. That's the truth. And I'm just
it's
like,
one of those things like when you're homeless, you're just treating it like you're somebody who's done something wrong in the mafia, like any day now.
yeah,
any day.
I don't have what it takes to be homeless. I don't think.
Well, yeah.
I
don't think so?
I don't have that.
You think that you're here. The fun thing about you is you look like somebody who really could handle the elements. That's what you, far more than me, you look like that. And I would say far more than my brother Greg or people in my family who actually can handle the elements. But you are a bit of an inside boy.
So I can turn a little feral when I'm out on like hiking for a week or something.
Sure.
I will drop, I don't know if I've ever said this, but I could drop a fruit snack if it's my last one in a pile of bear shit. Someone could come by and fold it up and I would still fucking eat through the bear shit to get the last. I wouldn't care at all. But you get me inside, I'll drop something on the ground and I'm like, I'm not fucking eating that. You kidding me? And the floors could just have been cleaned. I'm like, no.
Which do you think you last longer in? A homeless scenario?
Oh, thank God. I was going to say loose, of course.
Or the mafia? If tomorrow we start you in both of those, which one do you survive in longer?
I think probably homeless.
Okay.
Yeah. The mafia is just,
You think you got too hot of a mouth for the mafia?
It's too nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because you
don't like that
always,
stress.
right? It's
Yeah.
like I still have a little bit of a neck pinch where I can't go to my left,
Uh-huh.
and I wouldn't be able to see if someone was coming to get me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take long, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think you do a good job of correcting your outbursts.
Yeah, but that's too late.
Yeah, in the mafia, you don't get a
too
chance
late.
to correct outbursts at all.
Right. And I love the fact that homeless, you don't have to correct them.
No, just sorry.
People just kind of peel away from you.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah. I think I think I do well in the mafia, and I think that's a bummer.
No, you would not at all.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, it is so funny that you think that.
I'm a fantastic project manager, and that's all
Here's what
the
would happen.
mafia is
Here's
project
what would happen.
management.
They'd go, hey, Cy, listen, you are on the top of our list to move up, right, to like sergeant.
Capo.
Or
no,
what do you-
that's the cartel.
Or-
El Chapo. Girlfriend just got out of prison. I've been watching the news. Go ahead.
they'd be like, hey man, we got you here. You are the next person to move up. Why don't you go ahead and we got this stuff for you to do? And as soon as you left, they'd be like, that fucking bitch is never moving up. He fucking knows nothing. What an idiot.
That's not.
That's exactly what they would do. The
But
mafia,
that's-
the mafia.
That's fine, but that's not about me. That's about the way the mafia handles business. And
I know,
Who's to
but
say
it's-
that I can't handle that?
Fucking everyone that's ever listened to you talk. I'll start. Me.
I actually, if we're comparing mafia and homeless, I think I do pretty well in the mafia. Secondly, I think I'm the sort of guy, again, talented project manager. I run a small little crew. I make the big guys happy. They bump me up, and I don't ruffle any feathers because I am scared of shit all the fucking time.
I know, but they don't like that.
But the difference, I think they do like that. I think they want somebody who produces money and is fucking scared all the time.
How are
Now
you gonna produce money?
you can't
Yeah, that is the
say the
problem.
wrong thing.
I would die in one day.
You would die in one fucking day. But I'm a weak little boy and I'm scared of a lot of stuff. So I'd be like, well, here you go, guys. Thank you. Oh, a promotion. I'll take it. Like, I'm going to quietly rise through the ranks without ruffling any feathers. And I don't think I get to the top of the mafia, but I think I'm one of those guys who gets into mid-mafia management and just kind of coast into retirement.
The mafia, there's too much machismo in with the mafia people, and there would
You don't
be-
think I can fake some machismo?
I can tell you right now, a short little Italian mafia guy would jump up and slit your throat and be like, I fucking told you guys I could do it. That's exactly how you would die. That's exactly how you would die.
Like proving he can dunk.
Yes, exactly.
Just okay. I'll drop it. I will drop it.
Can I ask a question?
I would love a question.
Okay, this is just me. It's gonna make me sound like I'm hungry and all that stuff, and you're gonna judge me. But
Oh, are you going to talk about food on the show? I don't know if you know this, but it feels like you have intentionally removed your conversations about food on the show.
I don't think I have intentionally done it. But I will tell you that I got here.
Yep.
And then I said, hey, we should order some food. And you were like, we're having steaks tonight. I'm
Cooking
making you
steaks.
I'm making you guys steak. Don't fucking worry about it, dude. And it is right now. What time do you think it is? 10:45.
Okay, 10:43.
10:43. And I like to be early.
Yep.
And the steaks are in the refrigerator.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you think
Is this like when one of those guys comes home from working like an office job
Probably.
where he just sits on his fat, lazy ass and like, makes a couple phone calls and he's like, oh, Jim, busy working or hardly working? Busy. That sort of shit. Like,
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
and then,
That was fucking Yoda.
and then you come home and you're like, God damn it, Becky, where's dinner?
I know. I understand you were doing stuff.
Okay.
But then I don't know how to work. Sometimes I plug things in upside down.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't like to do any of this stuff. You know that.
You
So I could have
you
made
did
mistakes.
you did earlier point at a thing and ask a question. And I
did.
got to be honest, Cody and I, although you were way off base, I think we truly appreciated that.
I don't know that you did. I think
that's very genuine. I think we know what your role is. Not me, like the universe knows what your role is on this show.
Sure.
And the universe knows what my role is on this show.
Yeah.
And the fact that you stepped outside your role to engage, I think that was very nice.
It did feel good. Now my role, if people don't know, I bring one story.
Yep.
And then your role is all the rest.
The rest of the show.
You
Yep.
do the stuff. You have to set it up.
Yep.
You have to now. But here's the thing.
Okay.
When you come to Minneapolis, what I have done is figured out a place where you don't have to set anything up.
Did you do that?
No, but I live closer, so
you can
counts.
claim that one.
It counts.
So we did not do steaks.
We did not do steaks.
You woofed a pizza, good pizza.
Yeah, it was good.
And now where's that on the dietary restrictions? Pizza's still a go.
Everything's a go,
Everything's a go. You're just managing
but not like cake and candy bars and ice cream and cookies.
the stuff you love the most.
Yep. Yeah, but pizza's a go, and that's okay.
What about dessert pizza?
Sometimes I'll put peanut butter on a banana. That gets a little fucking crazy. Not when
No one likes
not
this
when
version.
Kelsey's around, of course.
I'm going to tell you.
He's fucking learning. It's the one thing that makes me happy. What?
I want to talk about that because I think, and then we'll close the show on this.
And then the show can be over.
And then we will get in car and not know how to use
I made the mistake of falling in love with a woman with peanut allergy before realizing the far-escaping effects of that illness.
That is, I had to give up peanut butter because of all the health stuff that I'm dealing with. It's one of the trigger foods for inflammation for me, and that was not easy, and it's still not easy. If I smell peanut butter, like if I walk through and Jenna's eating peanut butter, I turn into one of those cartoon cats that floats up into the air and just drifts towards the pie on the windowsill. So it is in college, Joel and I, when we lived together, did you know they make Jif, the creamy Jif? You can just buy it in a fucking coffee can.
Yeah,
just
I
get
absolutely
a
know that.
big old white trash coffee
course.
can, and then you just fucking scoop and dupe. So how genuinely speaking?
First of all, just quickly, sleep easy tonight.
Yeah,
because
that's a threat.
Misery loves company. It's absolutely a threat. I'm gonna wipe peanut butter in your nostrils like Vicks Vapor Rub. When you have a cold.
I've not been piling on you. I was going to ask you a genuine question. Not everything's a fight.
I just want you to smell it. I want to see if you can
But
float.
every
I want
time-
to see if you can float in your sleep.
But every time I bring up Kelsey on the show, you think I'm trying to fight you.
Oh, I don't think that. I
And
didn't
I'm
even know you were
not
going to bring
trying to
her
fight
up.
you. She's up in this conversation.
Oh.
She is the one with the peanut allergy.
Okay.
My question is, I know you love peanut butter.
It's my favorite food.
And I know it is in also your favorite food, which is Reese's peanut butter eggs and or jack-o'-lanterns.
I do love those quite a bit.
What has it been like genuinely? Like obviously Kelsey's the greatest, but what has it been like to give up peanut butter? And how do you when you go on the road, do you just go peanut butter fucking crazy? Or is it one of those things like because she's got like one of the scary real deal, like, oh, there's a woman on the plane with a peanut allergy.
Right.
Like
I don't even think those are real. I don't want to get into that right now, but I don't think
I would love to get into
I don't
that.
think you would get on in a tin tube if you could die from a peanut. I think you just were an only child and love attention.
Okay.
And because listen.
Will you say that into the camera?
Yeah, no problem. Guess what, motherfuckers? I've had peanut butter in my backpack, and when they go, hey, everybody, listen, I know what's coming. So I rip it open, and I stuff it in my mouth, and then I blow it up by the fan. And you know what's happened? Nothing. Not ever.
So how do you go? Are you like a Catholic kid that goes to college and finally gets fucked when you go on the road with peanut butter? Is that what happens?
It is pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I've eaten peanut butter with a spoon.
Until now?
I mean, it's just...
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I go in with my hand.
In Latvia, we call this peanut butter spoon.
In Latvia, this is how we get the dog to love.